Let's us check the sound again.
All right. So is the audio better now?
Just checking.
Sure.
So, yeah, YouTube you have some delay. I think like 20 or 25 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we'll continue, right? Okay. Okay. So let's continue. So sorry guys for interruption. So it was an issue with connected with AirPods. So voice from Arjun come to myself and nobody else. So let us start again. Sorry again for interruptions. So the first question was about one of the interesting event in Cryptosphere during last week. It's about changing the name of Matic to Polygon, and also changing not only the name but also concept of the project. So please share more information about this one. Why change the name, and what is Polygon right now?
Sure, perfect. So again, what we've done is we've rebranded ourselves from Matic Network to Polygon, and so this is something which we were planning for the last almost you could say 3 months. So back in 2017, when Matic Network was first started and first took shape, at that time the objective was to solve for the scalability issues which were prevalent in the Ethereum ecosystem at the time. So if people from that time, if they remember the CryptoKitties episode where one DApp sort of wrecked the entire Ethereum network. And at that time, of course, scalability came up as the discussion point. Several people came up with several solutions. So at that time, Vitalik talked about how you could use Plasma as a way of solving for scalability, and you could have Ethereum, which is a chain, and then you would build like another chain on top of that, and that would essentially sort of try and that would act as the scalability layer. Now, this was of course back in 2017. Post that, what we've seen over the years is that there are multiple new scaling techniques available. So optimistic rollups came up, ZK rollups came up. Each had their own advantages and disadvantages. And we were already very successful ever since our mainnet launched. We were very successful with our Plasma POS, our hybrid Plasma POS chain, which is the core technology. But the question always was that the eye was always there on the future, and the question on our mind was that what does the future of the Ethereum ecosystem look like? Like, how do we solve for scalability in 2025 or even beyond? And when we started asking ourselves these questions, we kind of realized that in the future, you cannot have this one size fit all kind of solution. Like, there will not be this one all conquering master technology which everybody will use. Like, the future is going to be multi chain. And we realized that we needed to create like a platform which could offer multiple options to the developer to build the kind of solution or application he or she likes to, or is planning to build. So that's why we sort of, and of course, there was a white paper written by Mihailo Belic, who has joined us as one of the co-founders. And we came across that. We had several conversations around this. We spoke to several of the Ethereum core members of the Ethereum sort of foundation. And then sort of we had discussions with them, asked them what their view was on Ethereum scalability and things like that. And slowly, this is kind of what, this concept then took form. And we kind of realized that what we really needed to do was to build like a platform which would have Ethereum in the middle. So you have Ethereum in the middle, and then you've built like a scalability sort of layer around Ethereum. So what you've done is you've taken sort of the most battle-tested, you've taken Ethereum, which essentially is the most popular blockchain, has the largest community, the most vibrant community, largest number of users, most amount of liquidity. You've taken that chain at the middle, and then you build sort of a scalability layer around it. And in this scalability layer, you have, of course, our core technology, which we are continuing to build, which is our hybrid Plasma POS chain, which is production ready. You can also build a ZK rollup chain. You can also build an optimistic rollup chain. You can build a standalone chain. So whatever you can imagine as a developer, and the kind of solution, whatever you want to build, or if you want to use, let's say, multiple chains, and we will also allow for interchain communication. So this is kind of what our mindset was. And this is what essentially Polygon represents, which is sort of a generalized sort of scaling layer, which allows you to do multiple things. And where we are incorporating all the different scaling techniques so that the developer can use whatever he or she desires and build, the best kind of DApp, and essentially focus on optimizing for UI UX since we're solving for scalability. So this is kind of what the idea was behind Polygon. We used the name Polygon as well because we felt that the name was very fitting. So Polygon mathematically represents an n-sided figure which can scale or rather fit any shape or form. And that I think is the most fitting name for this kind of a concept, which is so scalable and so flexible.
Okay.
So this was kind of the story behind Polygon, and of course, the rebranding has been very successful. We've got lots of love from the community who are excited by this new idea. We've got some amazing advisors who have joined us in our journey to build this sort of future-focused scalability layer around Ethereum. People like Anthony Sassano, Rayshon Adams, John Lilich. Some of the top advisors and some of the top minds in the blockchain space have come on board. So I think it's very exciting for us. We're looking forward to this. So that's the sort of story behind Polygon.
Yeah. So there are a lot of questions about technical side. So if it's possible, let me ask them before we go into advisor and marketing side. So
sure. I'll try and cover.
Does it mean that you also plan to implement some ZK solutions or rollups? So right now, it's if you're talking about that, that Ethereum will be in the center and all around like layer 2 solutions. So does it mean that Matic will go in this way also?
No, sure, definitely. So we are looking at every scalability solution has, like I said, it's on both pros and cons. So you don't want to sort of get into that discussion about which technology is better, or like I am no one to tell you which technology is better or what is worse. I am there to provide you all the different options. So yes, we are working on ZK rollup technology. We are also working with on optimistic rollup technology.
Okay.
Of course, it will take some time before these technologies are production ready. Currently, the production ready technology, which is tested and has a lot of documentation and sort of community around it, is our hybrid Plasma POS chain, which we are also improving, adding more tooling. But yes, our focus is to build these other scaling techniques as well, so that the developer benefits and ultimately the users benefit the most. So yeah.
Okay. So in other words, Polygon will be a one-place solution for all layer 2 solutions based on Ethereum. Okay.
Exactly. So one place, one-stop shop where you essentially as a developer can build anything and everything. So yes.
Okay, got it. In crypto, there are a lot of questions about centralization. So that's why a lot of people don't like Binance Smart Chain, because who are owning the nodes and so on. So can you please share more information about Polygon miners? So what is consensus used and where is nodes are located, and is it possible to somebody to become part of this one, to create blocks for you?
Oh, absolutely. So let me cover that in a broad context. So definitely, a huge focus for us was to build a very decentralized kind of network. So we have over 85 nodes. Again, nodes are spread across the globe. There are on every continent, many different countries. Now, the people who run the nodes are of many different types. They are, for example, professional, you could say, companies which run validators for many different networks. They're running it for us as well. Many popular DApps, who have a large number of users, who are scaling very quickly, have decided to run their own validators, because that just improves, sort of response time on the DApp. You as well. So if you are interested in, sort of joining the Polygon story, you can be a validator as well. So our network is completely open. You can check out our developer documentation on our website. We've discussed, we've simplified, the process into a few steps which you can, sort of do to create a to be a validator. It's a proof of stake network, so you don't need any specific ASICs or any sort of special kind of hardware. It's easy to set up. And last, I would just say that definitely check out our Discord channel. A lot of conversations and a lot of technical information about validators is already present there. And, that will really help you, and give you a sort of a head start on how you can set up a validator. So I definitely encourage you to look into that.
So yes. Is it possible if Polygon is not happy with one node to switch it off? So do you have rights to authorize or de-authorize, some nodes which...
No, we can't do that. No, that's not possible.
Okay.
Anybody can be a validator. We do not have the authority to remove anyone.
Okay. So if it's possible, can you share amount of USDT which is needed in Matic to run your own node? So to get some rewards. So is it?
Oh, definitely. So, right, exactly. So to run your own node, you need only 2 Matic.
Okay.
Which in today's terms is about 26, 27 cents. That's it. You don't need to, there is no special sign-up mechanism. You don't need to put down any deposit, nothing. Like, and the APR on the network is quite good these days. It's about 25% odd. So, it's a great way to, so it's a great time to set up a validator. And, if you can attract delegations from the public to your validator, then you can incentivize the node and, also be able to, make like decent income on that. There are many strategies and techniques people have used for that. So, for example, I think one interesting technique I like to talk about is what the folks at Mantra DAO have done, where they have set up a validator. And if you are a delegator, let's say you have Matic tokens and you want to delegate, if you delegate it to the Mantra DAO's node, they will give you Ohm tokens as a reward. So very, very, like exciting way of thinking about delegation in itself. And so there are many ways you can think about this, and I encourage you to check it out.
Okay. So in other words, can you say that Polygon is decentralized enough to be trusted by crypto community right now?
Absolutely. I mean, at the same time, we have over 1 billion tokens now locked, in our proof of stake network. So the network is very robust. And I think what we also did is, we kept adding validators sort of in a phase-wise manner. So the first phase was maybe, we allowed only 10 or 15 people to set up validators. We focused more on, people who are really, you could say, Ethereum maximalists who wanted to set up, wanted to extend the Ethereum ecosystem, and then phase 2, phase 3, and then we opened the network. So we've done it in a phase-wise manner, which is, it resulted in a very, very robust network. It's, again, like I said, battle tested. We've had, very successful DApps like Polymarket, which I remember during the US election scaled crazily, and at one point on several days generates more fees than even Uniswap. It's that popular. So, these kind of apps which produce a huge number of transactions in a short period of time have scaled really well on Matic. So our network has really been, you could say, put through its paces and battle tested. So we're very confident when we say that our network is very robust.
Okay. So, okay. Thank you for answering. The next question is about tokens. So let's imagine that, or let's talk about Rubic or any other token which is located on Ethereum. So what steps project should do to make it available on Matic? So because everyone hates gas fees, and we just want to give ability to trade Rubic or any other token inside of Polygon. So what is the process to make it available on Polygon? Yeah.
Got it. So it's a very simple process. So already we have taken most popular ERC20 tokens and sort of mapped them. So the process of making a token available on the Matic network is essentially what we call mapping. So suppose, let's say you're on Ethereum and you already have your, let's say, token contract deployed on Ethereum. So what that means is that the Ethereum chain understands what your token is. Similarly, because Matic is a side chain, on top of Ethereum, what you have to do is, step one is to deploy your sort of token contract onto the Matic sidechain. Step two is to verify that contract. So, for example, you can check out our block explorer, which is explorer.matic.network. So we have to change the names. I have to change it to Polygon. We're working on that. So explorer.matic.network is our block explorer. You need to verify the contract. And then once the contract is verified, you need to submit a mapping request, which you can submit at mapper.matic.today. So I will share all the links with you, and then we can so you can check them out as well. All of this is present in our documentation. So what this step does, all these steps does is, number one, token contract deployed, so the Matic chain knows who you are. Number two, you verify the contract, so we know that it is sort of created by you and it's a verified contract. Step number three, you have to map the contract, and the moment you submitted a mapping request, our team will sort of do its due diligence and accept the token, and then after that it's added, and then you can use our bridge to easily send funds from, let's say, Ethereum to Matic or Matic to Ethereum. You can also check out wallet.matic.network, which is our sort of you could say the interface for the bridge to send tokens from, let's say, L1 to L2 or L2 to L1. So Ethereum to Matic or Matic to Ethereum. So the process is really simple. It's explained in our documentation as well. Also, it's also been sort of explained, I think on Twitter as well, there's several tutorials on this. And of course, we will add more documentation to help people understand this better. But the process is like really straightforward.
Okay. So yes. Yeah, the question is, let's imagine that it's an anonymous team. So people don't want to share their personal IDs and so on. So how is verification going? How you make sure that somebody who created, like, let's say, Rubic token on Matic is a real owner of Rubic in Ethereum? So, or anybody can do it?
No, So anybody can submit a mapping request and get your token mapped. All we require is an email address so that we can communicate with you when the token is mapped and things like that. But you can be completely anonymous. You don't need to share any sort of information with us or anything like that. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons why we have followed this process of sort of verifying contracts and of our team also looking at it, because we don't want to sort of verify those. We don't want sort of those pump and dump and kind of, how do you say, those kind of contracts where there's a minting function in the contract and then somebody's scamming, their exit scams are happening. So we wanted to create like a network where people can transfer their funds, feel safe, and you can be anonymous, but as long as you have genuine intentions and things like that, of course, this is going to work out. So, and we will automate this process. We are in the process of doing that. So a lot of these steps which I'm talking about will be automated and will be a lot smoother. So the tech team is working on that. Yes, things will improve with time. So yeah.
Yeah, just to confirm, should we create a token in Ethereum with some extra functions, or is any ERC20 token can be used for Matic mapping? So is it?
So you need to. So Matic is compatible with any ERC20 token. I think all you need to do is you need to have two extra functions. One of them is a deposit function. And then there is an extra function which you need to add, and you can keep those empty as well. It's really for the workflow. Why you need to add those functions is so that our workflow understands, the way it's currently set up, that what this token is. It's there in the documentation, but it's like fairly simple. Any ERC20 token, there's no bar or barrier there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So generally speaking, we will see like a token supply increase. So let's say we have created like 20 million tokens in Ethereum. And when we create a new token in Matic, so like 5 million, right? So we can total supply will be increased. Okay. And what about the bridge? So is it possible right now when we complete the mapping? So can we use your solutions for moving ERC20 to Polygon and back?
Absolutely. So you can use this bridge for ERC20, ERC721, ERC1155, any sort of ERC asset. You can move through the bridge. There are no problems there. And and again, moving, for example, if you have funds on Ethereum and you're moving it to Matic, it takes less than maybe 8 to 10 minutes. And even when you're exiting with your funds, it probably takes about 15 to maybe 20 minutes for that. Lately, however, the time has increased because there is severe congestion on the Ethereum network. So when you're exiting your funds, the funds exit Matic, but it takes Ethereum a while to catch up. So, there also we have created, we've worked with our partners to create solutions. Like Connext has created a fast exit solution. You can check out their Twitter channel. Bioeconomy has created one as well. So we've solved those problems. So we've created this process which is very seamless, and I encourage you to try it.
Okay. So finally, so you need to create a token in Matic, then do like verification. By the way, who is doing this verification? It's inside of Polygon team, or it's needed approval from validators inside of the network. So who manages this process?
So you mean so you're saying verification of the mapping of the ERC20 contract?
Who makes
so that is being done? I'm sorry?
Who makes this approve? I mean that is it
validators
voting or?
So this approval is done currently by the internal Matic team. But like I said, we will so the process which they are following, obviously, I mean, when you do a manual process, it's not very scalable. So we've added some more team members, but what we are doing is also automating this process. So all of these things, all of the checks and balances which we do from our side will be done automatically. So yeah. But currently our team takes a look. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you for this. The next question. How many tokens are in Polygon network already? So you said that you have already created by yourself, I think, the copies of most popular ERC20. So how many requests from the custom project you got? So what is current amount of Matic tokens? Yeah, Polygon, sorry.
So right now we have like a large number of requests coming in. I think over 150 tokens will be mapped by now.
Okay.
And also, I also wanted to stress upon another point that the token, right? So when you are, for example, sending a token from Ethereum to Matic, the token is still the same, right? So for example, on Matic, for example, stable coins are natively enabled, right? So you can fiat on ramp stable coins as well using transact.com, which is a fairly popular. But what I'm saying is that when you have DAI on the Ethereum network and when you transfer it to Matic, it is still DAI. it does not become like a new token like MDAI, or it's not wrapped in any manner. It's still DAI. So how the bridge works is that whenever you move tokens from, let's say, Ethereum to Matic, there is a contract on Ethereum which will lock those tokens, and then there is a contract on Matic which will mint those tokens. And when you're reversing it, those, sort of those tokens will be burned, and then that burnt proof will be sent so that, the contract on the Ethereum side sort of reconciles that and releases the tokens. So that means that whenever you send any token from Ethereum to Matic, it is the same token. There is no wrapping or anything like that done. Like when you're sending USDT, it's USDT. If you're sending USDC, it's USDC. So that's like, I just wanted to quickly clarify that as well.
Yeah,
so.
Got it. Okay. One of the most popular question, I think also it was hard question to rent BTC. So who is the owner of the contract for taking tokens in Ethereum? So let's say we're talking about the bridge between Ethereum and Matic, and you provide address for the contract for locking USDT in Ethereum. So who is the owner of this contract, and who have rights to make a transaction from this contract?
Okay, so are you talking about the contract which I just explained, which is on Ethereum?
Yeah, for locking tokens in Ethereum, yeah.
For locking, and so that token has been created by us. So this is an interesting concept of using these two contracts. Was something which was sort of implemented by our chief architect, who's JD Kanani, who is also a core Plasma researcher. So this concept we call as a concept of predicate contracts, where you essentially have one contract on the Matic side and another contract on the Ethereum side. We have written the wallet.matic.network bridge is something which we have written. However, we've also encouraged the community to create their own bridges. Right. So if you, for example, want to create your own bridge, you are free to do that, and there is no problems there. So our network is completely open that way. And then there's several teams who have expressed desire and we want to maybe create a better bridge or something like that. And of course that we hope that the community does and improves on our efforts. So yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's a more technical side. So how it works in detail. So to make sure that nobody have in Matic private keys which can withdraw USDT from Ethereum to send somebody or
like that. Yeah. No, I cannot go into the contract and try something funny there. That's not possible. Okay. So contracts have all been audited, by the way. So there is no.
Okay, but it will act if he got a trigger event from Matic network that somebody would like to withdraw, and he can send USDT in this case.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, there's very good documentation on this. So this entire process I explained has been explained in a step-by-step manner in our documentation. So I encourage you to check that out, and we'll give you a very clear example of how this works, and you can try it out on wallet.matic.network as well. So yeah.
Okay, got it. So thank you for. By the way, we have more than 300 people looking to our live stream. Thank you guys for joining, and please submit your questions. Regarding Layer 2 and to Polygon and to Rubic if you have some. What is your main competitor for Polygon right now? So Jenny was saying Loopring, I think it's from coin market cap rank is bigger right now. So what other competitors do you consider, and what's the most strongest one?
So in terms of so let me answer the question in a couple of steps. So you talked about Loopring. So Loopring is also a very popular L2 solution. If you go to their website, they've also sort of mentioned clearly it's a ZK sort of based payment focused solution. So I think what Loopring has done is they've created like this very popular DEX and they have payments, but I wouldn't necessarily say that was our competition, because our mandate is a lot broader. Like we want to be able to build infrastructure for NFTs, for gaming, for DeFi, for NFT plus DeFi, then all of these different concepts. So we haven't focused ourselves on any particular use case. So I would say maybe Loopring isn't very popular L2 solution and they're doing a great job, but I wouldn't say that is sort of in the same sort of area or region as where we are. So now as far as competition to Polygon is concerned, I think it's difficult to really say. So our focus was to take Ethereum to the next level. So I don't know if it would be maybe right to say that whoever's a competition to Ethereum is our competition or something like that.
I don't think so.
I don't know if it's even right to say that, because frankly speaking, I always feel that one of the reasons why blockchain as a technology is so exciting is because everybody is thinking in many different directions on what is the best solution, and only when many people think in many different directions can the best solution be found. It's difficult to really answer that, but our like mandate or our sort of, you could say, vision is to take Ethereum and sort of uplift that to the next level by creating this scalability layer. So maybe yes, maybe competition to Ethereum would be maybe our competition now, I guess, maybe. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So do you feel that winner in the layer 2 solution race will be the project which got the most popular, like Aave or Maker or any other big fish in DeFi? So as far as, so what solution will get, yeah, this project will be the leader in the future. So do you feel the same, or you still think that it's so early probably?
So I just feel that like in this scenario, in what's happening with L2 right now. So now, so if what Polygon has done and our idea right now is to have all scaling solutions in one roof. So in terms of scaling solution, like I said, we definitely feel that the future is, there will be multiple scaling solutions. There's no one which is best. And I know that on Twitter, there's flaming wars between people, right? Oh, this is better, that is better. And, we feel that the developer has to make that choice. So our job is to offer all the options. Now, in terms of, the big fish, let's say like Aave, Curve, etc. So now there are a couple of ways of thinking about this. And if I were to just take a quick minute to explain. So if you look at majority of the liquidity, right? So, or rather the majority of the liquidity, let's say on Uniswap or Curve, etc. A lot of this liquidity, is sort of held by whales, what we call whales, right? People who have a large amount of cryptocurrency. And then, but I do feel that whales represent maybe less than 1% of the entire ecosystem. Like 99% are just, average people like maybe you, me, or like, I don't know if you're a whale or not, so I'm just assuming, but it's just average people like you and me, who are just transacting. And for people like, like I have literally stopped using Uniswap because I cannot afford to pay $30 every time, I try to do a swap. So what I genuinely feel is that 99% of the folks want to use their crypto, want to have fun by playing games, want to connect with people on social networks, want to buy NFTs, trade them, want to do, DeFi farming. And all of these people essentially are, I feel, what will gravitate towards L2. So I do feel that L2 in its final form will have a huge community, right? And obviously, I do not expect to see a huge amount of liquidity suddenly. I don't expect whales to suddenly move their liquidity and go to L2 us. That may happen with time, but not immediately. And I think the mental model to think about how this is going to work is, see, you have money which you use for investing, for spending, for going to movies, etc. But you also have your savings, right, which you don't touch. So what we feel is that some of that liquidity will always stay on L1, but all that let's say cash or free cash, which you want to have fun with, which you want to invest with, what you want to farm with, all of that will move to L2. So I feel that all of that action for which L2 is uniquely qualified with fast and cheap transactions will move to L2, while L1 will still obviously be super relevant and offers that huge, very high security. So that liquidity will stay on L1. So that is like kind of how I see the future. But let's see how things pan out. It's still early days. So yes.
Got it. So if it's possible, if you know the numbers, could you please share what is the exact fee in, let's say, USDT right now if you move your token from Ethereum to Matic? And what is the trade fee if I do like Uniswap trading inside of Matic? I mean the similar projects. And what is the withdrawal fee? Yeah. So.
Got it. So the best way to understand this is, so whenever you move any asset from Ethereum to Matic or from Matic to Ethereum, right, you are incurring a write operation, right, on the Ethereum main chain, right. So whenever you incur a write operation on the Ethereum main chain, you will have to pay an Ethereum transaction cost. Okay. So when you move from L1 to L2 or you move from L2 to L1, you have to pay, one Ethereum transaction. So moving from L1 to L2, one Ethereum transaction. L2 to L1, one Ethereum transaction. But once you're on L2 and you're transacting within, let's say, the Polygon network, right, the average gas fee is, I think on average, it's almost 110,000 or 100,000, the cost of the gas fees on Ethereum. So on average, the gas fee on the Matic or the Polygon network is $0.00004. Okay. That is the transaction fee within Polygon. It's literally free. Okay. And the transaction like throughput is like on the lower side, we support about 7,200 TPS, but we are scalable far beyond that. So very fast transactions, very cheap transactions. And this is the best part. So for example, if you want to use a Uniswap like thing on Polygon, right, which is QuickSwap. So let's say QuickSwap is a very popular exchange. They've crossed $6 million in liquidity and all of that. QuickSwap.exchange. Now if you use QuickSwap, the on average you will end up paying something like 0.000035 or something like that. It's there are like a lot of zeros. I don't even look.
Okay.
It doesn't. It's just so cheap. It doesn't matter. You can do 1,000 trades in a day and it doesn't matter. Like the statistic right now is that for $10 on Matic, you can do about 2 to 2.5 million transactions.
Okay.
So yeah. So
Okay, got it. So myself personally feels that many people don't move a lot of funds to Polygon right now. It's not because of not very clear UI in wallets and so on. So it's even for myself, it's sometimes difficult to understand what should I do,
Right.
how to move. So I go to the wallet and see only Ethereum there. How can I move USDT and so on. So
So
yeah, can you please share more information? So probably new wallets will come, or
right.
can I use a MetaMask for working with the Matic, or any other details?
Sure, definitely. So thank you for the feedback, and I do agree with you that our interface can be better. We've launched a new revamped interface. I encourage you to try that. So Wallet V2 is out, wallet.matic.network it is. I promise you a lot more faster, a lot more intuitive. So I encourage you to try it out. And what we are also doing is we're talking to several other community members as well who also are interested in building wallets for us. So we will decentralize this function as well, where it will be community owned in many ways. While today, we've built that core technology. So this is kind of how we think about wallets. And yes, if you have any feedback, please, you can ping me on Telegram. You can give us feedback on support. If there are things we can improve, we would love to do that. But of course, liquidity on Matic is increasing. Today I checked, we have about 108 million on our bridge as of today. I think we'll cross 200, very soon, and even 300 after that with the amount of traction we are getting. So I think a lot of liquidity is moving, and we expect to see that increase very quickly. You can check us out on DeFi Pulse as well. You will see some of the statistics there. So yes, I do agree. We must make our wallet better.
Okay.
So I will take that feedback to our tech team, but it is a lot better now. So I encourage you to check out our latest wallets. Yes.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions regarding the Rubic. So yes, we also plan to make a bridge, as we did already for bridge from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain. We also plan to do a bridge to Matic. So by Rubic, you can come and transfer your assets to Matic for easy trading by what's the name? QuickSwap, right? Of the exchange.
Yeah, QuickSwap.exchange is the most popular DEX, so I would encourage you to check. There are a large number of tokens as well.
Yeah, from our side, we also will send you, I think, in the future, some balances in Matic. So in any blockchain, you need some money to make a trading, even it's of very small commission. So it's quite challenging right now to get Matic and Matic network. And we'll try to fix it also. So yeah, so we are with you guys. So we believe that Layer2 will change everything, and our Rubic, so we will support you in bridge implementation and also with using QuickSwap. So users will easily transfer funds to Polygon, making trading as much as they want with low fees, and then back to Ethereum when they need it, or probably just leave it in Polygon for the future.
I thank you guys for that, for setting this up, and this is exactly the kind of stuff which we really prize in our community, with people like Rubic coming and building these solutions, helping the community. So I thank you guys for that, and great job.
One of the main priority for us is to make it extremely simple. So it's I believe that many people in the world can't use crypto because it's so complicated. So it's so complicated to buy crypto, to send it somewhere, to install MetaMask, to understand gas fees. So let's make it easier, and we believe that it will be a very good solution for the mass. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
The last question is about your developers program. So if for some small projects for the developers, how they contribute to Polygon, what is needed for it? So any grants or anything like this, if you can share with them.
No, definitely. So we do have multiple grant programs where we always see ourselves as a developer first network. With the tooling we've built, the documentation, etc., is always focused towards helping developers And we have a developer support program in place as well, where we provide like small micro grants to help cover developer hours, things like that. We also provide dedicated marketing support, dedicated tech support. So, for example, you're a developer, we can help you with a micro grant to help you cover developer hours, build on Matic. Once you're there, we will also help you with tech support. So, if you have any questions, about deploying on Matic, any doubts, before deploying, while deploying, after deploying, 6 months after deploying, 12 months down the line, we will be there with you and make sure that every query is resolved. And if there's anything gets stuck somewhere, we'll help you resolve that. We will provide you marketing support as well. So let's say, you want to do announcements, you want to create a buzz in the community. We have a dedicated marketing team. We will, help you create announcements. We will put that across our entire sort of ecosystem. So, for example, almost 70, 75, 78,000 people on Twitter, 40,000 people on Telegram, Discord, Reddit, wherever we are present, we will share your announcements so that people in the crypto community know about you and there's a buzz about you and there's adoption. So this is kind of, so in a step-by-step approach, we like to help developers right from the start. So we have developer programs, but we will do a lot more to help you succeed. So yes.
Okay. Thank you. So let me answer some questions regarding Rubic, because people also
Sure.
asking about this one. So the first question: will Polygon be in a partnership with Rubic? So I think we're already in partnership. So we
already in partnership.
Yeah, we
yes.
have grants, and we continue to support Matic with Rubic and MyWish also. So there are a lot of scenarios like creation of the token in Ethereum and move it to the Matic and start trading immediately with low fees. So we believe that such scenarios, probably we can also automate validation process. So the token created like on our platform,
Definitely.
we can easily automate it and so on.
And even minting Matic, right? You can also mint like ERC20 tokens, ERC721, ERC115, like all of whatever you can mint on Ethereum, you can also mint on Matic at 1/10,000 the cost. So I think MyWish, Rubic will really sort of help with that ecosystem as well. So if developers have those use cases, I encourage you to check out MyWish.
Okay.
And yeah.
I can't ask your question. What is your opinion about today's news? India banning crypto trading. So
I'm sorry.
There are news today about that India banning crypto trading. So it like
right. So there are some news about that. Of course, we have always hoped that the Indian government makes a clear separation between cryptocurrency and the underlying technology. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of misinformation. We are also working with several representatives with the government and trying to sort of help them guide and come to the right policies so that innovation also is given preference and people build interesting blockchain apps. But at the same time, yes, you also have to protect investor interests and things like that. So I know that for the governments it's a difficult job. It's easy for us to comment. There are so many interests they need to keep in mind when they do this. And I hope that that the final policy which comes out will sort of really sort of spur innovation versus curtail it. So I think there's a lot of negative news in the media right now. But I think I will still wait for the final resolution or the bill to come out in the parliament, and I'm sure that will be in a better form. So yes.
Hope everything will good. So by the way, we plan to launch anonymizer trading soon. So probably some people from India can.
I don't think there should be a
like
problem
it. So you can be our first user. The question is about what is the current progress Rubic working on layer 2. So just shares that Polygon, I think, will be our first integration, as I already said, for trading. And after this, probably other competitors, Loopring, and also we are working on own layer 2 solutions, so with some improvements. And I think they will share some more updates, and probably team of Polygon will also review it to make audit or something like this. The question is to Arjun. So what is the advantages being a validator of Polygon? So can you share how much they can get from being validated?
Sure. So like I said, so the current APR is around about close to about 25%. So you can get more details on this. So there's actually a calculator. So if you go to wallet.matic.network, on the top right label, like if you see the website on the top right, there is an option where you can go and check out the staking aspect, and there you can see all the details. There's a calculator there as well, which helps you figure out what rewards will be for running a validator, for having a certain amount of delegation. And like I said, like you can use creative schemes to sort of token rewards and things like that to get more people to delegate their Matic tokens to your validate a node. So yeah, so there are many options there. I encourage you to check out the calculator, do some calculations, and I'm sure you'll see that it makes a lot of sense, and it'll definitely be an advantage.
Okay. Probably, do you plan to launch any promotion program for projects which launch all their tokens on Polygon network? So
No, sure. So we will. So again, like I said, we are all about developer support. So if you plan to launch, for example, if you have any specific ideas about the kind of programs you have in mind, so just feel free to get in touch. You can reach us through our developer support channel. You can also reach me directly on Telegram at @Arjun Kalsi, ARJUNKALSY. I encourage you to sort of reach out to us. And if you have interesting projects in mind, of course, we will love to support you. So yes.
Okay, that's good. Question to Rubic: what is ETA for Layer 2 beta? So let us share this information later. So we need to create a good roadmap for this one. I mean that, but it will be important too, I think, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what else? So I think we covered already most of the question, and I think we can say goodbye since it's Friday today, and probably not everyone at work. I think in United States just wake up, but most part of the world is ready for weekends, so don't want to be so long. So okay, thank you, Arjun, for joining us, for helping many projects like Rubic, My Wish with growing, and we plan to use your solutions, and we'll do our best to make our users not to pay so huge gas fees. So looking forward to integrations and
definitely
with Polygon.
Yeah. No, I thank you so much for having me, and for being our partner as well. We've always had very simple philosophy at Matic, which is, if our partners and the DApps on Polygon will succeed, then Polygon will automatically succeed. Mm-hmm. So whatever I can do to help you, whatever I can do to help the developers, if you're watching this, please let me know. Whatever suggestions you have, please tell us. Okay. And whatever we can do to help you succeed, we will do it. So thank you for having me, and I had a great time.
Arjun, just think after every mail we just need to say that Rubic stays cubic. So I don't know what does it mean, but let's do it.
No, that's good to hear
so, that. Rubic stays cubic. Okay, thank you, Arjun.
Very nice. Okay. No, thank you so much, and I had a great time interacting with you. And yeah, we should do it again.
Talk to you on Monday. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, absolutely. All right, you guys have a great weekend, and stay in touch. All right, bye bye.